When you move throughout your day, how often do you think about the mechanics behind simple actions, like bending down to pick something up or getting out of a chair? What about when you carry groceries, reach for something on a high shelf, or climb stairs? These everyday movements involve key patterns that your body relies on, often without you realizing it. By breaking these movements down into fundamental exercises, you can strengthen the muscles needed for them, improve your mobility, and reduce your risk of injury. Today, we'll explore 6 fundamental movements that not only target specific muscle groups, but also serve a clear functional purpose in your daily life. Let's start with the hip hinge. Imagine yourself bending forward to pick up something off the ground, maybe a child or a heavy bag of groceries. This action requires a hip hinge, where you bend at the hips while keeping your back straight. The hinge primarily works your hamstrings, glutes, and core, ensuring that your lower back stays protected as you lift. Think of this movement as your body's way of preparing you for tasks that involve lifting, all while minimizing strain on your spine by stabilizing your hips and core. When practicing the hip hinge, start by standing tall with your feet hip-width apart. Keep a slight bend in your knees and engage your core. From here, hinge at your hips by pushing them back, keeping your back flat and your spine neutral. Your torso will naturally lean forward as your hips shift back, but avoid rounding your back. You should feel a stretch in your hamstrings. Once your torso is roughly parallel to the ground, squeeze your glutes and return to the starting position, standing tall. The key is to maintain control throughout, focusing on moving from the hips while keeping the core engaged to protect your lower back. Next, consider the squat. Every time you sit down or stand up, you're essentially performing a squat. The movement involves bending your knees and hips while keeping your torso upright and your weight balanced over your heels. Squats strengthen your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and core, building lower body strength and improving balance. This pattern helps you move efficiently and with control, whether you're getting up from a chair or lowering yourself to reach something on the floor. It's the foundation of strong, functional movement in your lower body, supporting everything from your knees to your back. To perform a squat, stand with your feet slightly wider than hip-width apart, toes slightly turned out. Engage your core, and as you begin to lower your body, push your hips back as if you're sitting into a chair. Keep your chest up and your spine straight as your knees bend. Lower yourself until your thighs are parallel to the ground, or as deep as your mobility allows, while ensuring your knees track over your toes and don't collapse inward. Press through your heels to return to standing, squeezing your glutes at the top. Keep the movement smooth and controlled, paying attention to keeping your core tight and your weight centered over your feet. Now picture yourself stepping up onto a curb or climbing stairs. This is where the lunge comes in. Lunges involve stepping into a split stance where one leg takes more of the load. This movement strengthens your glutes, quads, hamstrings, and calves, and it's essential for any action that requires stepping forward or downward. Lunges help you move smoothly when walking, stepping up onto something, or bending down with one leg leading. They improve balance and coordination, ensuring that both sides of your body are equally prepared for everyday movement. For the lunge, start by standing tall with your feet together and your core engaged. Take a step forward with one leg, lowering your hips until both knees are bent at about a 90-degree angle. Make sure your front knee stays directly above your ankle, and your back knee hovers just above the floor. Keep your chest lifted and your torso upright throughout the movement. Push through the heel of your front foot to return to standing, then repeat with the opposite leg. You can either step back to the starting position after each lunge or alternate legs in a walking lunge pattern. Focus on balance and stability, keeping your core tight to support your movement. Think about the next time you push open a heavy door or press something overhead. That's where the push pattern comes into play. Whether it's a horizontal push, like a push-up, or a vertical press, like lifting something overhead, this movement works your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core. Every time you push an object or lift something onto a high shelf, you're relying on these muscles. Building strength in these areas not only helps you perform these tasks more easily, but also supports your posture and overall upper body stability. When doing a push exercise, like a push-up, start in a plank position with your hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart, shoulders stacked over your wrists, and your body in a straight line from head to heels. Engage your core and glutes to prevent your hips from sagging. As you lower yourself toward the ground, Bend your elbows at about a 45-degree angle from your torso, keeping your body rigid and your back flat. Lower until your chest almost touches the floor, then press through your palms to push back up to the starting position. For a modified version, you can perform the movement from your knees while maintaining proper alignment in your torso. Focus on maintaining tension through your core and upper body to keep your movement strong and stable. Now let's talk about pulling movements. Picture yourself pulling a heavy object toward you, like a door or a basket of laundry. This movement pattern engages your back muscles, biceps, and forearms, while your core stabilizes your torso. Whether it's lifting or pulling an object toward you, the pull strengthens your upper body, making these motions easier and reducing the risk of strain. By reinforcing your back and arms, pulling exercises enhance your ability to lift and carry, while improving posture and core alignment. To execute a pull movement like a resistance band row, begin by anchoring the band securely at chest height. Stand tall with your feet hip-width apart, and hold the band handles with your arms extended in front of you. Engage your core and pull the band toward your torso, squeezing your shoulder blades together as your elbows bend and move straight back. Keep your shoulders down and avoid letting them round forward or shrug up toward your ears. Once your elbows reach your sides, pause, then slowly release the tension and return to the starting position. The key is to focus on squeezing your back muscles while maintaining core stability and avoiding any excessive arching of the lower back. Finally, consider the movements that involve twisting your body, like reaching for something on a shelf to your side or carrying bags. This is where rotational stability comes in, whether it's actual rotation or resisting unwanted twisting. Exercises like the Pallof press train your core and obliques to control these movements, preventing unnecessary strain on your spine. This type of training is essential for maintaining balance during twisting motions, allowing you to move with greater control and less risk of injury when your body needs to rotate or stabilize. For rotation or anti-rotation, the Pallof press is an ideal starting point. Begin by standing with your feet shoulder-width apart, holding a resistance band or cable at chest height with both hands. Step away from the anchor point to create tension in the band and hold it directly in front of your chest with your arms extended. Engage your core and press your hands straight out in front of you, resisting the band's pull to twist your torso. Hold the extended position for a moment, then slowly bring your hands back to your chest. The goal is to keep your torso steady, preventing any rotation while your core works to stabilize. Repeat for several repetitions, then switch sides to work both directions evenly. This exercise trains your core to stabilize against rotational forces, crucial for daily tasks that involve twisting or carrying. By practicing each of these movements with proper form, you'll build strength and stability in a way that supports real-life tasks and activities, while protecting your body from unnecessary strain and injury. Each movement emphasizes control, muscle engagement, and balance, which translates into better movement efficiency and improved overall fitness. By mastering these 6 fundamental movements, the hinge, squat, lunge, push, pull, and rotation, you create a foundation for more efficient, safe, and strong movement in your daily life. These patterns not only target key muscle groups, but also serve important functions, from lifting and carrying to sitting, standing, and even twisting. They form the basis of all human movement, helping you perform everyday tasks with strength and ease, while minimizing the risk of injury. When you approach exercise with these fundamental patterns in mind, you're not just working out, you're preparing your body for the movements that make up your life.